April 26, Victorville, a conflict over hangar occupancy at Southern California Logistics Airport has been a nearly 2-year headache for the sides involved, but it has carried a particularly heavy burden for the city, rebuffing the perception of a misstep. Unfortunately, out of an abundance of caution, the city has been somewhat quiet on this matter, city spokeswoman Sue Jones acknowledged, because it's typical policy for government agencies to avoid commenting publicly on pending litigation. But city officials have also viewed their position on the sidelines as publicly damaging, particularly because they believe in the merit of their efforts and they think ComEv has sought to manipulate the public through misstatements to the media. "It's time for the community to hear our side of the story and the truth about this case," Jones said in a detailed statement that addressed previous reporting on the Discord. The legal clash is focused on the continued use of the hangar by ComEv, an aviation asset management company, after a sublease expired, and the airport authority's pursuit to evict them. ComEv had subleased through Pratt. City insists that ComEv was never a party to the sublease agreement, the core argument to deny the company's claim to an exercise to holdover provision to stay beyond the expiration. The rental deal with Pratt. Imagine, if you will, a subtenant of a renter refusing to leave an apartment after the lease expired, she explained. But recently, it has been a stance that has not jived with the court. San Bernardino County Judge Wildford J. Schneider, Jr. later ruled ComEv did lawfully exercise the holdover provision, which contractually entitled it to month-to-month occupancy at 150% rental rate. He also noted SCLAA had missed a basic step: it failed to provide statutory notice to terminate periodic tenancy before the eviction proceedings. Schneider's decision was a blow to the airport authority, which is appealing, and also entitled ComEv to recoup legal fees. On Wednesday, ComEv was awarded nearly $1.4 million. After shopping their case around and wasting significant time, effort and attorney's fees, ComEv finally found a court that is sympathetic to their view, Jones said Thursday, adding officials were disappointed but not surprised given previous rulings. "We believe the court didn't fully understand the authority's arguments, and we are confident the appellate court will see things differently and this judgment against the authority will be reversed." The ongoing debate prevented now defunct Pacific Aerospace Resources. Creditors have sued the city, SCLAA and ComEv for interfering with the company's prospective economic operations, seeking $2 million a month since July 2016, a figure that stands at $44 million now. The negotiations preceding the dispute between the airport authority and ComEv, which for a decade occupied Hangar 681, a roughly 70,000 square foot industrial space at SCLA, has been central to the battle. The city says ComEv sought to underpay and that part was willing to meet market rate. ComEv suggests the city ignored its good faith efforts to pay fair value, as if there was some premeditated agenda in play. According to Jones, the hangar rental fee was 70 cents per square foot when the airport authority signed off on the sublease agreement between Pratt Economy. The city believed the value had risen 3 years later to $1.05 per square foot, a price later agreed to between the airport and competing party, presumably Pratt. Ironically, we believe it was a ComEv strategy by squatting in the hangar to disrupt the ability of this competing party to fairly compete in their industry, Jones said, and therefore creating hardship for that company. She framed the difference between the price in 2013 and 2016, $305,642 annually, as a loss for Victorville residents, while suggesting it would have been fiscally irresponsible for the city not to push back with legal power in order to protect residents. If it had not, she said, it could have also set a dangerous precedent for future business dealings with SCLAA tenants. ComEv refused to submit financial documentation when the airport authority tried to negotiate a lease agreement, officials said. In legal filings, city officials articulated that proper financial vetting was a key criteria in considering would-be hangar occupants. Later, officials would suggest that Pratt had pre-existing financial issues. As a counter to the suggestion, the company failed because of the city-ComEv legal fight. Craig Garrick, ComEv CEO, said his company only ever wanted SCLAA to commit to an appraisal and they would have agreed to the market price. ComEv bankrolled an independent appraisal 4 months after the dispute started, which concluded that 70 cents per square foot, or the price paid in 2013, remained fair market value. Garrick had also viewed Pratt, which he said was already in possession of a hangar large enough to conduct operations, as seeking to orphan his company in an ongoing effort to poach ComEv's clientele. "The city knew it, and that's why we're fighting so hard, because the city knew it," Garrick said. No one in their right mind would do that to a tenant that's been here for 20 years unless there was some bad intent, the airport authority, except only recently, routinely rejected 150% rate checks issued after July 1, 2016, according to Comav's legal counsel. Comav paid monthly rent for its several other facilities at the airport over the same period and none of those checks were returned. But Jones said the city is now pursing payments overdue for Hangar 681. SCLAA should be able to provide Comav with 30-day notice to vacate and return possession of the hangar to SCLAA, and pay back rent, which they haven't done, she said, suggesting this was true despite recent court rulings. Jones also sought to be clear that the legal dispute that has spurred an unwelcome controversy was not a fight prompted by the city, yet by Comav, which she said had filed and lost 5 motions and 4 appeals. Before Comav had claimed legal victory in the unlawful detainer suit, it initiated and lost a temporary restraining order complaint against SCLAA. Yet at this juncture, it has undoubtedly been the city that has been struck by the unfavorable optics, including the impression that it has alienated an economic partner at one of its most prized assets. Crowd of Comav employees very publicly joined the company's chief executive and side council chambers to call for resolution. Councilwoman Blanca Gomez defected from other city officials to question the logic of litigation and, most recently, the city's council strategy has come under fire. Boyce, a lawyer who represents an assignee for the benefit of parts creditors, wrote a Comav attorney on April 2 to suggest the city's lawyers might have engaged in malpractice for having failed to give Comav a 30-day notice to leave the hangar in the first place. While Garrick has not lobbed overt, sharp criticism toward the city, he has instead expressed bewilderment over how things have unfolded when Comav has been installed at the airport for roughly 20 years and boasts about 300 high-paying jobs. Meanwhile, the city has already watched nearly $1.6 million evaporate in anticipated rent at Hangar 681, and the airport authority, SCLAA, has doled out $614,902 in legal fees through January in 3 total lawsuits. Comav has since separately sued to keep city and airport officials from interfering with day-to-day operations. The conflict has occluded Comav from adding almost 50 to 75 jobs, prevented its ability to bring in long-term contracts and spurred questions from its core customer base, according to Garrick. The unlawful detainer appeal and Comav in part initiated lawsuits remain pending. Comav and the airport authority have suggested a willingness to settle, but appear far apart on terms. Shay Johnson may be reached at 760-955-5368, or sjohnson@vvdailypress.com. Follow him on Twitter at @dp_Shay____C. 2018 Daily Press, Victorville, Calif. Visit Daily Press, Victorville, Calif at www.vvdailypress.com. Distributed by Tribune Content Agency, LLC.